And we're live here on YouTube. I'd like to welcome my buddy Rich. Rich, how you doing this week?
Doing good, Mike. So it was another partial week at work with having to use up some vacation time. Um, so yeah, and the weather got colder here. Was not expecting to wake up to snow on my day off on Friday to run some errands and
You guys got snow?
get some. Yeah, we got a little bit of snow.
We did not.
Yeah, just a dusting, just enough to cover the ground, not enough to do anything. And not anything we had to shovel, but it was still there.
Nope, we got nothing.
Hmm.
But that's okay. I'm okay with not getting anything this time of year. So,
Mhm.
um,
Your week, Mike?
my weeks went pretty well. I was busy. Harris Lake Park opened their elementary school this week, so I was there a lot this week, and
That was the school that had the fire at the original at
no,
their
they
original
had
building or something else.
their boiler broke,
Boiler broke. Okay.
so
So
with
are they
that,
in the same are they in the same building or are they in a brand new building?
they're in a brand new building, so
Okay.
that opened up this week, so we had that going on, and it was a good week. So with that, Rich, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Actually, not really. It might be a short show this week, as there's it's kind of a slow period for sports. So
It is that it we are getting into that odd period where before baseball really starts up and football ending and them being in their kind of nothing to report
yeah,
type of
I
year
mean,
cycle and baseball. So
we got NASCAR. We could talk about the NBA, the All Star Game. Did you watch it?
no, I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can't talk about the NBA. Next week though, we'll do some stuff with the NBA, but
Okay.
that's just next week.
I
But
guess we could shoehorn the NBA in to see where our finals prediction teams are.
I was thinking that would be next week because we need
Okay.
stuff to talk about next week, as we won't have the Olympics to talk about next week. So there's that, and we won't. We will have spring training to talk about next week. So, but we have spring training and the Olympics this week. What else we got, Rich?
We got some NASCAR racing as we have the Daytona 500 this week, and the cars will still be going fast on a somewhat super speedway track with the Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta. Mike, all that and more, but what do we got to do
We
first?
gotta roll the intro.
Broadcasting live from somewhere in Iowa. This is Balls and Sticks, the podcast, with your hosts, Mike and Rich.
And we're back. So, Rich, before we do all of that, it's time to talk about our poll question. Poll question this week was Sharks versus Minnows, and
Sharks and Minnows versus wheelbarrow races for our grade school PE activities.
okay, I call it Sharks versus Minnows because the Sharks are trying to eat the Minnows,
Hmm.
and the Minnows are just trying to get away. But Sharks and Minnows versus a wheelbarrow race. Rich, this one to me seems pretty easy. Sharks versus Minnows. It's a tag game. It's running around. It's having fun. Wheelbarrow race. You got to have a partner, and I'm
You
not.
do.
I don't trust people.
Mm. I, for whatever reason, I'm sure that I did play Sharks and Minnows in grade school PE, but I just don't remember it. So I went with wheelbarrow races.
Okay. Well, of the
Sometimes you got paired with who you wanted. Sometimes you got paired by the gym teacher. Sometimes it was choose your own partner. But you still did the activity. You still
yeah.
did the activity.
Well, you win as two people voted for wheelbarrow races. That's Rich W. Hendricks and Matt Johnson. And then I voted for Sharks and Minnows. Next week's poll question, Rich, is
Number 16, our number 16 seeded roller skating versus number 17, what time is it, Mr. Fox? Mike, do you want to explain roller skating? Self-explanatory. Can you explain a little bit of what time is it? What is the game? What time is it, Mr. Fox?
So, what time is it, Mr. Fox? Is it? It might be just what I remember in my elementary school. It might just be my teacher made it up, but it's like red light. It's red light, green light meets tag.
Okay.
So, the teacher, essentially, it was normally the teacher to start, but somebody would have their back to the entire class, and they'd say, and everybody would say, "What time is it, Mr. Fox?" And Mr. Fox would say something like, well, my mommy says it's 3 o'clock. And then everybody takes 3 steps forward. And your goal is to get past Mr. Fox. And Mr. Fox's goal is to get everybody as close to them without them passing him. Because when Mr. Fox says midnight, he turns around and everybody that's not past him has to run back to the baseline, the home line, and to be safe. Otherwise, if Mr. Fox tagged you, you were out.
Okay. Yeah, I think when I was looking at activities to put into this poll sequence, I believe the game was called Mommy May I, or Mother May I, Father May I, something like that.
Yeah, that one's
very similar.
That's similar, yeah. So.
All right, so I've got that poll set to go live at 8:30 over on Fans of Balls and Sticks. If you vote on it, take the time to hit that share button and get it out there for us. But I'll also find a way to jump online and share it to your profile as well as mine, Mike. So hopefully we can get more than 3 votes. But thanks again to Matt Johnson for voting on our poll this week. All right, Mike, do you see what's coming up next?
Is it a left turn, Rich?
Mm-hmm.
And after that,
what's after that?
We have another left turn. Because
That's
we're
right.
heading into the NASCAR corner. Presented as always by III Sports Cars Incorporated, Moline, Illinois. Check them out for all your sports memorabilia needs on 5th Avenue in Moline or on their eBay store. Once again, that is III Sports Cars Incorporated. Rich, let's head to the track as we're going to talk about the Daytona 500 and the whole Speed Week because we got to talk about a lot of stuff on it. We forgot to even put down our guesses, Rich.
We did, so we'll get there. We'll get them live. That's why I was bringing up my Fantasy NASCAR app on my phone, and a plug. There's still time to join our Fantasy NASCAR League.
Yep.
It is much easier and faster to do it if you download the NASCAR app, and to make your picks during the race and midweek, as well as our 36 for 36 league challenge.
Okay,
all right.
So Rich,
last week,
which do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the Daytona 500? Do you want to talk about how Cletus did? Do you want to talk about how many points you can rack up on the first week of NASCAR in fantasy?
Okay. So, Mike, last week during our show, we talked about how Cletus McFarland did, because since the truck race happened before.
But you're talking the truck race. He also ran in the ARCA race.
Okay, I did not know that. So, Mike, how did he do in the ARCA race?
He finished, I think it was 11th.
Okay.
So he did pretty well, and he finished the race, which is an improvement over previous years. And hard to do at Daytona, especially with these types of stuff with less quality drivers. But with that, he's gotten some heat this week, as a lot of people are questioning whether or not he should be racing at all.
Really? So they think he still needs to earn his stripes, or like get his bearings together and kind of work his way up the chain fairly instead of getting these sponsor exceptions to jump into a third entry.
Um, so there's some of that. Mostly the big thing is that yeah, they don't understand. Like, it's a lot of old school people essentially saying, I don't know, is it really fair? Where'd this guy come from? Not knowing that this guy's been in motorsports for 10 years.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's crazy when you look at how good he is in other motorsports that he gets such a bad rap when it comes to NASCAR. People don't think he's earned it, which there's some fairness to that. I'm not going to deny that there is some arguments to be made that he hasn't fully earned it, but one bad race at the truck race does not mean that he's not qualified to be in the truck. That's kind of my theory on it.
Gotcha. And Daytona is a tough place to race at, regardless of what type of equipment you're racing, which other series you're racing. There tends to be a lot of wrecks
Yeah.
at that type of race. So I don't would he be getting the same flack if that type of wreck happened in stage 3 of the race instead of 7 laps into it?
I probably not.
It's hard to tell. Probably not. You're probably right. Probably not. But because I think it happened so early in the race,
Yeah.
that's probably why.
If he would have lasted, even if it would have been on his own, if he would have lasted that long, I think you're right. I think it probably doesn't get as much hype or not as many people care. So.
All right. And what other things out of Speed Week did you have for us this week?
That was a big one.
Okay.
Just the beef that came out of it, and and I think you think I'm crazy. Like, you thought I was crazy. Was it last year when I said, when we titled the show "How Cletus McFarland Saves NASCAR"?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at a lot of stuff, it really does. I mean, if you look at how NASCAR is and how NASCAR's been doing, it's been, man, they've talked about a lot about how great the how great it is and how much Cletus is bringing to it. By the way, this last week's truck race saw higher ratings than they've ever seen at a truck race in Daytona. So, I genuinely believe that Cletus is going to help bring back NASCAR. And it's also like his character that he's playing, because it is a character, let's just be honest with ourselves. But the character that he is playing is designed such that he is what old school NASCAR used to be. He's trying to bring that type of mindset to NASCAR again. And that's why I think it's great to have him and great to see what he's doing. And it's not just Cletus doing it now, but it's the concept that Cletus, like, NASCAR is getting back to their roots, which is what Cletus was hoping for. Like, what Cletus is doing. He's playing that role of redneck, old school NASCAR type stuff. So.
Very well, yeah. 'Cause I have enjoyed his care center interviews where he's talking about, "Oh, I'm just man, it was having a blast out there. Loving it every minute. I wish I could have been out there a little bit longer."
Yeah.
And talking about the advice that he's gotten from other drivers, whether it's good advice or bad advice, and kind of poking fun at him, especially the host of our comment of, "Well, if you're the one that causes the wreck, most of the time you're not the one in the wreck." It didn't quite work out for me this week.
Yeah.
But also having comments like, "I'm just out there." It was like a kid in a candy store out there growing all that, getting
Yeah.
able to go 200 miles per hour. So
It's to me.
it is showing that he's having fun with it.
Yeah. I think it's great. I'm looking forward to it. Um, he'll he'll have a few more races this year. I think in both the truck and the um,
So is he at least running full time in the ARCA series?
nope.
No.
But he's running. I think he's running like 6 or 7 races this year. So
Hmm. And maybe that's where some of these NASCAR purists are having a problem with it. Problem with him suddenly getting to jump into these one-off or third entry sponsor exempt entries into the larger races, whether on the truck side or in the truck side, because maybe he's not racing full time even in the ARCA series, which is kind of like the fourth level of the series.
yeah, I understand people that kind of make that argument, except we've had we've had people that just come in one off since I've been watching NASCAR in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And to me on the Cups, because I'm truthfully, I watch the Cup series. Don't really get down into the Xfinity, into the
well, even in the
O'Reilly, into the O'Reilly or the Truck series, and the guys that are in because it's a super speedway and you're allowed to have a larger field. The one-off guys, the ones that that sometimes cause the wreck, that's when I say, boom, that's somebody that shouldn't have even been in this race in the first place. So
yeah,
why they're the ones that cause the wreck?
and fine and dandy and all that, but I mean I've been watching since I was a kid, like I said, and these guys have been like there have been guys doing this since they were little, or since I was little. Like guys will come in um, and provided like, hey, now maybe they weren't celebrities in America, but you would have like like before Juan Pablo Montoya got a ride in NASCAR, he would come in and just do the 500. He wouldn't even sit and do other things. That's the other thing. You had guys that would come in and just do the 500, and they might be famous elsewhere, but they didn't like. And here's I'll make this argument, and NASCAR, I might get some heat from some NASCAR fans. Why does Kyle Larson deserve to race in the Indy 500? He doesn't drive Indy cars ever, except for the 500. But you're okay with him going to a series that he has nothing to do with, that is completely, like, he's not an expert at in any way, shape, or form. You're fine with him going and jumping into one of those for one race in the middle of the season, but you're not okay with Cletus McFarland coming in? Come on now. I'm not here for that. So, I don't know if any of that made sense, but
A little bit.
okay.
So Mike, the Daytona 500, Mike, much like this race tends to have your race winner only leads one lap. It happened again this year, as Tyler Reddick was your race winner on a last lap, no overtime involved. Mike, your pick of Bubba Wallace came in 10th. My pick of Michael McDowell came in 22nd.
Yep.
So how that obviously for 36 for 36. Mike, you had 37 points. I only got 19 points.
I don't care about how I do in it. I just care about getting points to earn a free race, to go to a free race next year.
Gotcha. So don't
But
forget about those the lower series races to check those leaderboards.
yep, checking
This
today
afternoon.
twice. Yep. Okay.
You gotta get on twice.
With that,
Mike, this week, so you have a 1-0 lead, which means you get to pick the driver for the Auto Trader 400 at the Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta.
so
Mike,
this one,
who's your driver pick?
this one's similar to a NASCAR, or similar to Daytona in that it does race like a super speedway, but it has a little bit less big one mentality. There tends to be a little bit better racing here, so it doesn't. You might have a big wreck, but it's not as inevitable, and it's a little bit more predictable, but not much. But I'm still going to go with a guy that I think has great talent, and I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney.
All right, Mike, because this is kind of like a super speedway, and I know I got to save my uses on guys that I want to use at more tracks that are a little bit more predictable, and you can look back at track history and in setting your lineup, and also looking at how the guys qualified and where they're at on the grid being a key to know how to set your lineup. I'm going to still go with maybe a guy that you're not going to pick on a normal track configuration, and I'm going to go with Ricky Stenhouse, as Ricky Stenhouse has put up some good numbers on super speedways in general, but also at Echo Park.
Yeah, I think you have some valid points there, but I'm still going to take Ryan Blaney because a win's a win, and that's all I care about at this point.
It is.
Okay, Rich. With that, go ahead and take us out of the NASCAR corner.
All right. So that was the NASCAR Corner presented by Triple I Sports Cards Incorporated, Bowling, Illinois, and you can also find them on eBay. Triple I Sports Cards Incorporated. So, Mike, going from the fast speeds of NASCAR, we're going to slow it down and go talk about the Olympics.
Yeah.
So, Mike, how are our adopted countries doing?
Well, Rich, you are doing quite well as you picked Austria. Austria is actually in. Oh, I don't think you have the latest medal. Oh, you do. Okay. They have 5 gold medals, 8 silver medals, and 5 bronze, bringing you to 18.
On 18 total medals. Mike, your pick of Czechia has 2 golds and 2 silvers. They did not pick up any medals from show to show.
Hey, it's okay. I didn't pick them because I wanted to beat you. I just like Czechia, so I still support. I have people that I know that live there, and I support them, and so I'm supporting that one. How about the fact that Australia has 6 total medals, 3 golds, 2 silvers, and 1 bronze. Now, with that, Rich, let's talk about our home country and also give you the leader in all of everything. I'm going to give you our home country of the USA. Then you give us. Do you have it up?
Yeah, okay. I do have it.
Then
up.
You give us who the leader in medal count is.
Yeah.
So the U.S. has 11 golds, 12 silvers, and 7 bronze, meaning we are 30 medals total, putting us in second place.
All right, first place, Mike, is Norway, who has 18 golds, 11 silvers, 11 bronze, for a total of 40.
Okay.
Quite impressive. I was not expecting the Norway to do this good, but it's a lot of skiing. That's alpine skiing, the biathlon, the cross-country skiing, freestyle skiing, Nordic combined, ski jumping, and speed skating.
Speed skating, they've gotten a lot, if I remember. Oh, no, they only have 4 in that. 5 in ski jumping. How about that? They swept, I think it's swept, the Nordic combined, the jumping and the when they have both jumping and cross country skiing. Again, it's the Nordic combined. Where might be a team that's really good at Nordic events be?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love that Norway is winning. Like, yes, do I want the U.S. to win? Yes. But it's crazy to look at when you're talking medal count, that that Norway, a country of roughly 5.5 million people, not 50 million, which is about the size of California. 5.5 million people is outpacing all other countries in the world. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, and host nation Italy currently is third with 29 medals, only one medal behind the U.S. as they got 10 gold, 6 silver, and 13 bronze.
I do have to apologize, people. I was wrong. California is only 39.5 million people. So, 40 million. 8 times the size of Norway. And, I mean, I love to see it. And, yeah, like you said, Italy being one behind the U.S. in total medal count, including if they get 1 gold, they get second place in gold medals, and they would tie the U.S. for that. But the U.S. is guaranteed at least a medal in hockey, as well as... I don't know if they're guaranteed anything else at the moment.
I think they're playing for a bronze medal, I think, in curling. Women's curling, I think it is.
Okay.
They're playing for a bronze medal, Matt. They're playing for the bronze.
So I mean, it's been great. I haven't been posting on Facebook about it, so if you follow my Facebook, you wouldn't know. But we have most nights had something from a different country, food-wise, to celebrate the Olympics. Like last night, we did Germany because we did bratwursts.
Bratwurst, okay.
Yeah. But
what have been your other food offerings?
So I don't know what it's called, but it's a Norwegian dish. It's lamb with sauerkraut and specific spices in a slow cooker all day, apparently, and it was delicious. Okay. So,
have you had any Italian pasta to say that you're doing something with Italy?
We've done pasta. Night one we did chicken parm. Last night we did. And we've done pizza, so that we counted that as Italian. But we've also done Chinese, Japanese. So I was an idiot. I had an idiot moment this week. Let me tell you about it, folks. So my wife's like, what other ideas do you have for stuff? I'm like, how about Indian fry bread? Because I've never had it, and I've never actually looked into what it actually is. And so I thought, from India, Indian fry bread. Because, modern American sensibilities, we no longer call Native Americans Indians. That's rude. And so I've always heard it as Indian fry bread. So it's got to be from India, right? No. It's essentially a taco with bread fried instead of a tortilla. It's delicious, by the way. 100% delicious.
Have you made poutine yet for Canada?
No, I think we're gonna do that tomorrow night.
Okay, because you just have put some French fries in the. You make a good gravy.
Yep.
You could get some either buy some cheese curds that you're making yourselves, or just get them get them from a takeout restaurant in your area.
Well, and you don't have to fry the cheese curds. In fact,
No,
most
you
of the
don't.
cheese curds that I've found are just it's cheese curds, like actual cheese curds that melt in the gravy and on top of the fries. So yeah, it won't be hard, and we'll probably do that. I think maybe either tonight or tomorrow night, depending. Um, and then yeah,
So would put in a sauce that's called like a Korean barbecue type sauce on what you're choosing to eat. Would that count for Korea?
that could yeah
Okay.
that could count. Like we did, but anyway, so um, we've done, and I can't list all of them. Part of it's because I don't remember all of them. But we made We made crepes. We did Swedish pancakes one day, which was
Okay.
delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had Swedish pancakes?
I have.
They're just crepes that you stack on top of each other. Is all it really is.
Mm-hmm.
But they're delicious. So, okay.
So yeah. So any memorable Olympic moments or action that you watched this week, Mike?
I mean, watching the
I
women win gold was kind of cool. Got to watch that. So one of the things, and it comes up almost every 2 years when we talk Olympics, is the mental fortitude it takes to win, and how, and we've seen it with especially female gymnastics athletes. We've seen how people get criticized for taking their mental health seriously. And watching, at least from what I can tell, the U.S. continue to embrace the quad god.
Ileana
Yeah.
or something like that.
Melanin. Oh, it's Melanin, yeah. Watching the U.S. embrace him even as he failed, and him talking about it, I broke. I mentally had a break, and I need to fix that. It's something, and him talking mental health issues, and how the pressure and all that he was under was ridiculous. And so I appreciate that that's gone down. Not that it took him breaking, but for him actually being open and honest about it as a male athlete is kind of a big deal. Now, some people write it off as, well, he's a figure skater. You know what? These guys are like, I can't jump and twist twice in the air on flat-footed. Like, this guy is doing stuff that nobody else on the planet is doing to the level that he does it. And this week he failed, and that's okay. We still have to embrace him. He still did a great job. He was the reason why we got gold in teams figure skating.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me has been, again, we talk about it every 2 years. In 2 years, I guarantee there's gonna be talk at some point about women's figures or women's gymnastics, and why are they having this issue? Oh, and this country's person had a mental breakdown and had to step out or whatnot. A lot of times these people are under 20 years old. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mental health is important. Talk about it, people.
Yeah, I'm glad you do break that. I didn't know anything that he was still in the news. It's, I think, the only thing that they.
It was he hasn't, like, they haven't talked about it in a couple days, but when he fell, when he had those mistakes, and when he worked his way through that and was doing some of that stuff, They really did talk about a lot of the mental health issues that he was going through, and he talked about it openly, which is awesome. Because
Gotcha.
mental health is important, and I support being open about our issues. I talk about it regularly on the show about, man, this week has been like, this show is as much a therapy session for Rich and I to talk about how our weeks have been as it is, and we don't, like, a lot of times we don't broadcast that stuff to you guys. We talk about it off air to each other, but it's just a way for us to support one another. And it's been great for me. I hope it's been good for you, Rich.
Mm-hmm.
Be open, like, I don't know. The fact that it was such a big newsworthy thing that he was willing to be open about it, to me, is sad. It should be something that we talk about more in our society, and we don't. But anyway, we'll move on from that. What was your memorable moment on the week?
The one thing that kind of caught my eye was watching the biathlon this week, and there were I remember the crowd was still cheering as everybody was coming across the line, but what caught my eye with it is the last three finishers as they were coming around the last bend, coming down the little hill to get into the final sprint. The last three guys all stopped at the same time. They put their arms out to make sure that they were all on the same line, and then they started a sprint to the finish to see which one wasn't going to finish last.
I did like that one. That one was really good too.
So yeah, that was kind of funny, and in just a moment, all right, let's at least make this a race between the three of us. And even though we're the last three finishers in the race. So that was kind of neat to see. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing. I know I said it last week. Looking forward to seeing the mountaineering event, as I think that's coming up this Sunday. I think it is. It's a Sunday, really early Sunday morning race.
Thursday it started, and I meant to watch. I still haven't gotten to watch it. We're gonna probably during nap time sit down and watch it.
But it's good to see that the U.S. Army is also plugging into that type of thing with advertising what the 10th Mountain Division, the famed 10th Mountain Division does. That they do that type of work and training, so that maybe that of using that for recruitment. So
yeah, no, it's kind of awesome, and I'm looking forward to that. I kind of want to. I think I'm going to sit down and watch some of the initial races today with during nap time, which will be awesome. So, with that, Rich, what else do we have today? Oh. I wore the shirt.
Yeah, you did. You wore the Chicago Bears shirt.
Are they going to be the Chicago Bears?
They're still going to be the Chicago Bears.
Are they going to be in Illinois?
That I don't know. Right now, as you alluded with you can tell people why you titled the show "What You Talking About, Mike." It's not what you as Mike are talking about. It's the governor of Indiana. As
Mike Braun had made a statement that essentially said, we have a commitment that if we get this commission made, this stadium commission made for the Chicago Bears, that they're going to move to Indiana.
I don't know that there's a part of me that thinks it could happen, but I mean, they pointed out, I think I was reading an article through Yahoo of a guy that was talking about the Bears, that if they were to move to this Hammond, Indiana, that would essentially just what the stadium capacity is would double the population of the town on game days. It's probably no worse than what Green Bay goes through, I think. And I think it is, and you see it in college football a lot. I know that the University of Nebraska is famous for it, where the state's population, that town's population triples on game days, on Cornhusker game days. So it'd be something very similar if the Bears were to go to Indiana,
Yeah.
Northwest Indiana. But I mean, I don't like. I don't think that if that move happened, Mike, you might have to call me a hypocrite in how I always talk about how the Giants and Jets games, they're in New Jersey.
Yep. The New
You'd have
Jersey.
to call me a little bit of a hypocrite when talking about the Bears, as at least some of these other teams that play in the metropolitan area but still carry the team name of the predominant city, like your San Francisco 49ers, even though they play out in Silicon Valley and Santa Clara,
Yep.
and Dallas and Washington playing in suburbs as well. Just to name a few of people that play in suburbs.
Yeah, I would also say, I mean, um, there is a. I think that what's happening is that this is the Bears shooting one across the bow to the state of Illinois, saying, "All we want you to do for our facility in Arlington Heights is get the upgrade the roads and upgrade the plumbing. That's it. We're not asking for you to build us the stadium. We're building the stadium on our own. You guys need to make sure the infrastructure is in place so that when we build the stadium, we don't have a Wrigley Field swimming in the urinals situation going on."
Yeah, I mean, they're also wanting to put other developments on that same site. It's not just going to be a stadium and then a sea of parking lots around it. There's going to be other businesses and hotels and other things going up in Arlington Heights, or they or there's others. I've heard that there could be other stadium sites near near the current Soldier Field, but that would also probably cause them to have to reclassify, rezone things, or allow them to build on essentially public land that's designated as parks right now.
Yeah, I'm. That's all this really is. This is just a hey, get your stuff in order, Illinois. I think this is how I feel. It really, to me, feels like. Um,
Uh, I don't think the Indiana site's ideal, as you see. I've never been to a Bears game. I've only heard about other people that have. The parking lot situation is terrible up there. So I think if you move to Arlington, if you move to Indiana, you'd have to have parking, as everybody would probably be commuting to this situation in cars, as the public transit infrastructure is the least going to be there in Arlington Heights. It's
yeah,
not going to be there if they move across to the other side of Lake Michigan and go into Indiana.
yeah,
You could have buses, or maybe there's city buses that could work together interstate wise to offer bus lines, express bus
yeah,
bus routes into the stadium. But then you're getting into interstate agreements for mass transit, where Arlington Heights, it's already there. There's a metro train line that stops right where that racetrack used to be. So you probably have a little bit more transfers to go from the L to a metro, but that's something people are probably
yeah.
used to for people that commute in.
Yeah, that wouldn't be that bad. I'm just I don't know. I don't think this is a real we're gonna move, but um, I
But
just
I think regardless of where they end up going, they're not going to lose fans over this.
yeah.
People might get mad about it, and probably the people that are saying, I'm never going to another Bears game again, are probably not the people that are going to Bears games every single year anyway.
Yep. And I agree. And I now let's also talk about the fact that I really want to go to I really want to go to Soldier Field before it closes, and I will do it. My wife and I have talked about it. Nothing more. We will do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
But eventually, yeah. So.
All right. So we kind of alluded pre-show that this was going to be a short show, and I think we kind of reached the end of the line, Mike, with what we got to talk about. The Cubs did start spring training, but we kind of got to save a little bit for next week as well. So maybe we'll be talking about a little bit about spring training battles.
Yep, and Mass Singer did not have an episode this week. They did something for a special with James Vanderbleek, I guess. I didn't see. And then esports starts the first week of March. So with that, Rich, any shout-outs for the week?
So you're going to be starting, that's the Mario Kart season?
Mario Kart and Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals?
Yeah.
Okay, what's that game? I don't think I've ever heard of that game.
It's kind of what it sounds like. It's a game where you play as Marvel superheroes to...
Okay.
It's a tower defense. It's a first-person tower defense. So you're slash, a whole bunch of different other things that you have, but there's a bunch of different methods to it, and you're trying to get. There's a specific objective. Each team's trying to do their job to either defend the objective or to take over the objective, essentially, and
it's maybe a little bit of capture the flag, but with a digital version of capture the flag, and you're a Marvel character.
Sure, you can go with that.
Okay,
you can go with that.
I don't know.
Well, I will post the videos. We put them on YouTube, so I will send you a link so you can watch the game sometime. Anyway, I don't have any shout outs. Do you have any shout outs this week, Rich?
I do not have any shout outs this week.
Okay, with that, Rich, what's it time to do?
All right, Mike, let's go ahead and roll the outro.
Broadcasting live from somewhere in Iowa, this is Balls and Sticks, the podcast, with your hosts, Mike and Rich.